to interview in advance. Where it is, who it is, what makes them tick, read their article, understand their field of interest. If their hobby is rescuing abandoned puppies, go rescue an abandoned puppy so you can relate. If you've noticed, the mini goals for each week are all actionable steps. These weekly goals are never outcome-based, like get 100 new subscribers or get an A on the exam, but rather something always within your control. Now that each week's plan is set, how do you decide what to do each day? Technique number 3, the inverted pyramid method. I've talked about this before in a previous video. Essentially, always start your day with the most important thing. Spend the most amount of time on this most important thing, and less time on each subsequent task. When done well, this entire system works on autopilot. Each week's goals keeps you flowing forward, while the inverted pyramid allows you to flexibly schedule day to day in service of these goals. The beauty about this system is that it self-corrects. If I haven't made much progress on a goal, it becomes that much more urgent as the week draws to a close. Elegantly, this urgency gets crystallized within the inverted pyramid too. The more urgent a task, the more likely it is to occupy the top tier of importance for the day. This flexibility is the core feature of this system. No more micromanaging yourself with fancy calendars, reminder systems, or detailed to-dos. Focus on the cloud. Live in quadrant 1.5 and set your weekly goals in advance. Wake up each day and spend the majority of your time doing your highest yield, most important activity. When done right, you should have a clear sense of what to focus on for any given day. And that's it. Rinse and repeat until success. I hope this video was useful. If so, please subscribe, comment, and then go tell your friends, your grandma, and your pet hamster. Also, I'm doing an experiment. It's much faster for me to write my thoughts than it is to make videos, and thus I have a whole backlog of material waiting to get published. If you want to get early access to this and more, then please go to my Substack and consider becoming a paid member to support this endeavor. Link in the description. Alright, smell you later. Once again, shout out to KeepDown8327. Thank you so much for your super thanks. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thanks again, man.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about journaling. And if you're like me, journaling actually sounds like a terrible idea. I'm supposed to put down my deepest, darkest thoughts on a piece of paper, and then somehow that'll magically improve the problem? Yeah, thanks, but no thanks. What difference does it make if I just write down all of the things that I can't fix? Is it like journaling actually just magically makes things better when we just write about them? And I know this sounds absolutely insane, but the answer is yes. Actually, yes. That's exactly how it works. We have no idea how this actually happens, but it seems like there's actually really strong evidence that journaling just magically makes things better. Now, you may be confused by that. What do you mean it magically makes things better? So here's just an example of a couple of really interesting studies. So the first is that a group of psychologists have repeatedly measured students who journal, and they journal about all kinds of different things. So sometimes they'll talk about their emotions, sometimes they'll talk about what they're doing that day, but the one thing that's really bizarre is journaling seems to increase their grades. Another example of things kind of magically getting better that we don't understand comes from studies of physiology. So people will do studies on the effects of journaling on things like antibody responses, the immune system, response to cancer treatment and vaccines. There are studies about how journaling improves like blood pressure and even like improves some degree of like blood glucose control and all kinds of unrelated things. Hey there, thanks for watching, and I'm glad these videos have been helpful. A lot of times I'll read the comments and see people asking, well, what do I actually